Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you how to build a Wi-Fi antenna using a TV splitter and a few simple household items. Here, I have a stainless steel bowl, and I'll use it as the central part of the antenna system. First, I use a drill to make a small hole right in the center of the bottom of the bowl. This hole will serve as the mounting point for the antenna's signal connector. Next, I install the connector from the TV splitter into the hole I just drilled. After aligning it properly, I apply hot glue around the contact area to hold it firmly in place. To make the connection more secure, I place a washer over the layer of hot glue to help hold the connector firmly in position. Next, I use two sections of signal cable to create the receiving elements of the antenna. First, I strip away the outer insulation from the first cable to expose the copper core inside. Exposing the copper core makes the upcoming connection process much easier while ensuring better signal transmission. I repeat the same process with the second cable to prepare both receiving elements. In the next step, I attach F5 connectors to the ends of each cable. These connectors make it easier and more secure to connect the cables to the TV splitter. After installing the connectors, I wrap electrical tape around each connection to protect the joints, prevent them from loosening, and give them a cleaner appearance. Next, I continue stripping a longer section of insulation from both signal cables. After removing the outer insulation, you can see that a longer section of the copper core is exposed. These exposed copper cores will serve as the signal conductors and provide mounting points for the antenna's receiving elements. In the next step, I reuse the pull tabs from Coca-Cola cans as the receiving elements of the antenna. I attach each pull tab to the exposed copper core of the two cables and carefully adjust their positions to ensure they are firmly secured. Next, I move on to building the wiring section of the antenna. First, I strip the insulation from both ends of the red wire to prepare it for the connection process. Then, I connect one end of the red wire to the connection port of the TV splitter. To make the connection more secure, I apply a layer of hot glue around the joint to hold it firmly in place and reduce movement during use. Next, I strip one end of the blue wire. I then twist the blue wire together with the red wire at the same connection point on the TV splitter, creating a shared connection for the wiring system. In the next step, I drill a small hole in the side of the stainless steel bowl. After that, I feed both wires through the newly drilled hole to prepare for the next assembly steps. Next, I use a terminal block as the connection point for the wiring system. First, I use glue to secure the terminal block onto the surface of the stainless steel bowl. Then, I insert the two electrical wires into the terminal block. I use a screwdriver to tighten the screws and firmly secure the wires in place. In the next step, I use a small wooden board as the base for the antenna. First, I apply glue to the surface of the wooden board to create a strong bonding layer. Then, I place the stainless steel bowl onto the board and hold it in position for a few moments to secure it firmly. Next, I attach the two receiving cables to the two connection ports of the TV splitter. After tightening the connectors, I adjust the position of the receiving elements to make the overall structure more balanced and secure. Next, I use a long cable as the connection between the antenna and the TV. First, I strip the insulation from one end of the cable to prepare the connector. After exposing the inner conductors, I install an F5 connector onto the cable and tighten it securely to ensure a stable connection. On the other end of the cable, I repeat the same process by removing the outer insulation. However, on this side, I twist the shielding wires together into a separate strand to make the connection to the antenna system easier. Next, I attach the TV connector to the F5 connector to complete the signal connection assembly. Finally, I connect the remaining end of the cable to the antenna's terminal block and tighten the screws with a screwdriver to secure the wires firmly in place. With that, the homemade antenna made from an old Wi-Fi modem is finally complete. Now, I'm going to test it in real-world conditions to see how effective it really is. First, I'll switch to a TV channel to check the signal reception without connecting the antenna. As you can see, without the antenna connected, the TV only displays the message, no signal. Next, I'll connect the DIY antenna to the signal input on the back of the TV for the actual test. And here is the result. Almost immediately after connecting the antenna, the TV channels begin to appear. Honestly, this result is even better than I expected from an antenna built using an old Wi-Fi modem. To make the test more convincing, I'll perform one more experiment. I disconnect the antenna from the TV and observe the signal changes. As soon as the antenna is unplugged, the screen instantly returns to the no signal message. All channels disappear, confirming that the signal truly came from this homemade antenna. Now, I'll reconnect the antenna once again. As you can see, within just a few seconds, the channels reappear and continue working normally. This experiment shows that old electronic devices are not always as useless as they seem. With a little creativity, patience, and the right approach, they can be given a new purpose in ways we might never expect. If you enjoyed this project or found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.